This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by Landmark Self-Storage in Leominster, landmarkselfstorage.com, and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, decarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank, create success, enterprisebanking.com.
There we are. Welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor, and yes, we are together for the next hour. And our phone number, if there's anything, I don't care what it is, and you have a question, 978-534-1626. Give us a call. We'd be glad. And chances are that if you have a question, there's 100 other people all dying to please, no pun intended here, but all wishing that somebody would ask the question, and they'll be happy that you asked it. 978, we put it up there, 534-1626. And a brisk, windy day it was, and there aren't many days that the legend golf pro Big Art decides he's going to set the clubs aside and polish them for the day. But I think today was probably windy and cold when they start playing golf at 5:30 in the morning up there in Gardner. But let's just check in with Art from the Art Report.
The only part that you got right about that was big. Oh, nay. Otherwise, what a wonderful day. It was like watching a maze of mice down at Market Basket when the fellas were outside trying to stop the carts from bumping into cars.
Yeah.
In fact, the wind gusts were so bad, and I'm not exaggerating, we were at BJ's, and I backed in against the building, so to speak, and I'm looking at one of the places where they store the carts in the middle of the parking lot. A pack of about 7 carts all together. A gust come up and they come crawling out and then down and across the parking lot.
Wow,
they went.
That's amazing.
Yeah, usually you see one or two, one maybe by itself. This was a slew of them. It was unbelievable, unbelievable. And then to top it off, this morning I almost choked on my coffee because we didn't golf because of the weather. Because when they start selling muffins, earmuffs, and snowmobile suits, I'll go golfing in this kind of weather.
Yes.
That's why the pro shop has short sleeve shirts and caps. They don't have that stuff. Anyway.
Well, you got to be like Disney. What they do is when it's raining, they take all the raincoats and the ponchos and they push them out. When it's cold, they bring all the sweatshirts out. And when it's warm, they put the sweatshirts back and they bring the short sleeve and T-shirts out.
Be prepared, like the Boy Scouts.
That's right.
And I also saw in the news this morning, I almost spit up my coffee, tickets. Bring courtside tickets for the Celtics playoffs. Want to buy one? Take a guess for a ticket. How much for one ticket?
$10,932.26.
Take off the 900 and you got it. 10 grand.
Really?
Can you imagine?
No.
I cannot imagine, and I will not imagine that is probably borderline outrageous. But Super Bowl, I know they spend $60,000. I guess if you got it, you can spend it. It's your money.
It's like that song, I work hard for my money. What's the song? I work hard for my money. Who does that?
That's right. I work hard for my money. Oh, you put me on the spot.
Oh, that's right. They'll cancel me out.
I can't remember what the heck that was. Another thing I was thinking about today, and I felt bad for him, is all the police officers, not only the ones that are doing their job every day, but the guys that are out directing traffic, Maron and me, because they're everywhere, thank God.
Yeah.
And they keep it moving. And I certainly hope that our servant from Leominster that was injured in that awful accident the other night when he was doing his job and he got run over by a car. I certainly hope his recovery is sooner than they expect and better than they expect.
Let's hope.
And I want to thank him and our prayers are with him and his family.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
He got hit
Having
pretty...
said that, and one more thing, it was wonderful, as usual, City Hall today, paid my taxes with a smile, walked out the door. Prior to that, went in, got a smile and a hello, how are you, from probably the best grant writer in the whole of the United States, as far as I'm concerned.
She's taken a
and
bow.
her numbers herself, WW.
All right.
Having said that, I will now let you go, or I got to get my clubs ready for Monday.
Yes, the weather 60-something on Sunday, so it'll be a beautiful day.
Well, we're going to, I'm going to watch my grandson play football. So.
Nice, nice. Good for you. Good for him.
He's now almost 5'11".
Wow.
Grade. Linebacker on defense.
Wow.
Offense, he's a receiver.
Wow.
A touchdown in the Super Bowl last year.
Wow.
That's right.
5'11".
Right. Matthew Bruno. Remember the name. Have a good evening, sir.
Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful rest of the day and a very good evening to you.
You and yours.
All right. See how official we are here at Inside Leominster with 534. 1626. That would have been Keystone 41626 in the old days. Bradley doesn't remember that. Keith doesn't remember it. But Carl remembers it. Keystone. My grandfather's phone number was Keystone 49527. I'd like 73403. That was Carl's number. I'd like to purchase. I wonder who's got that number. 53. I know, but what am I going to say? Hey, I don't think it's a little creepy, you know? Hi, I'd like to buy my grandfather's old phone number, Keystone 49527. And you never know, right? Yeah. My luck to be like, they'll be hitting redial and calling the police station. And
well, it's amazing because my grandparents moved out of their house. My cousin Dave went into the house and used the same phone number.
So they left? Your grandparents left, your cousin moved in, they kept the phone number. Yeah. So who's got the phone number now?
He does still.
He's still got it. Oh, okay.
For a while,
yeah.
One time, he was getting calls, from Italy and relatives.
Right.
Where's Lucy? Where's Cleto? Well,
see that? Yeah. There are people that just hang on to that phone number. They've had it so long. My mother's had her same phone number forever, and they just hang on to it, I think it's kind of like tradition. Like, I don't want to get rid of it. I told you, old man Mario, he got a call from the phone company or something, and they wanted to go in and change something, the wiring. And so he called me. He said, I don't know if this is a scam or why do they need to come into my house, blah, blah, blah. So I called the phone company. I said, we've got to get in and change the service. This phone is like, the phone line is the original. And I said, really? And they said, yeah. And guess what? I said, what? He said, Mario still has a party line. Yes. He had the only and last party line left in Leominster. And the whole point was you could share the phone. So you'd literally pick up the phone and somebody would be on the other end. You'd hear them because we were small. We'd pick it up and you'd hear, who's on the line? Right? You could hear that click. And, but they said, yeah, he's got the last party line. So he's probably paying like $4 a month for the phone. Imagine that. They were still charging him based on the party line as long as he had it. I said, well, he'd like to just keep it for nostalgic purposes. Plus, he doesn't want, he doesn't see the need to have people come over and start messing with wires, Party line. Did you have a party line? and occasionally I picked it up, and, there were multiple people in the neighborhood all chatting, like literally a party line. Kind of like the modern day version of that would be Facebook today, I guess, right? Where you can chime in. And at the time, it was just a bunch of people in a particular, I assume they were all in the same neighborhood, but I'm not sure. And you pick it up, and there they were, having a heck of a time. Speaking of a heck of a time, good afternoon. We're going to hear from Bennie DiNardo. Bennie DiNardo was on the show not too long ago talking about the rail trail, Twin Cities Rail Trail. And he was discussing with me, Benny, old classmate, 1975 graduate, and we were discussing a trip that he was going to take. He was commissioned by a private company, I assume, we'll find out, to take a group of bicycle enthusiasts, and they started somewhere. I saw him in St. Augustine, and then the other day he was in, where was he? He was in St. Augustine. It looks like he rode the coast, because it looks like he was in Jacksonville, then Savannah, Georgia. So he's heading north now with this group of bicyclists, and it's all, professionally laid out. But I was just curious, and so I said, Benny, when you go on this trip, maybe you can Skype in. So yesterday we reached Benny, and he said, talked to Carl today, but he thought, is this the route, Carl?
This is the route, yeah.
Wow. Look at that. So they're going to hug the coast, and they're going to end up in, I assume, so that's how far they started. So they're going up to Maine?
Yeah, they started here.
Yeah?
All the way from Key West to Maine.
Oh, Key West, right. They started at Key West, all the way to Maine. Wow. He's not halfway done yet, because he was in Savannah, I think, yesterday. That's where he is, in the middle there somewhere.
I'm not sure where he is. We'll have to ask him when he gets on.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah, so, Carl, get a mic. I like talking to you, but we want to hear you. Yeah, come and sit down. So he's looks like, I don't know how far, halfway, a third or whatever, and but it's quite a ride, and you've got to be in somewhat decent condition. I don't think you can just jump on a bike and ride from Key West to Maine East,
Right.
or East Maine. Anyway, we're through the technology of LTV, advanced technology.
Hopefully it'll work.
We're hopefully going to, you always say that, Carl, but you should know.
Well, we did test it earlier today.
It's kind of like when they do a computer presentation, when somebody's doing a, slide presentation or something. Right. It always works out that it always doesn't work. Like
in TV, you always get a test.
Performance anxiety or something?
If something's going to fail, it's going to fail 2 minutes before you go on the air.
Right. Well, that's why if you watch the news, everybody now has two mics, because they've learned that chances are everything goes good.
That's right.
And then when you need it, it doesn't work.
That's what happens.
We've had generators in the cities, generators that are hooked up to pumping stations or whatever. We test them all the time, every week. You get out there and test them. And then the day you need it, they don't work.
Yeah.
That's just life. Well, we'll wait in a second, but I'll give you some updated numbers, Carl.
Okay.
Because we've got the updated COVID numbers for you. Cutting edge Wednesday numbers, 62,000 people went out and got themselves tested. Now, a lot of people, it's very common today for everyone, for people to just have these test kits. We give them out at City Hall. We still have them, right, Wendy? We still have test kits? And you can get your free test kits at City Hall, but it's very common for people to have these things all over the place. They're like boxes of Kleenex. And if somebody's not feeling well, they're going to an event or whatever, give themselves a quick test. But so we don't know how many people did themselves a test, self-tested, and then we don't know how many tested positive out of it. But we do know the people that went to the public sites. That was 62,000 and 2,800. You can see I roughed these numbers off. 2,800 people tested positive. 8 deaths, 1 is too many, and 278 in all of Worcester County yesterday. Now, we are at 91 right now. We were at 78. It's gone up slightly. That's 91 cases, positive cases that we know of over 2 weeks. And it's strange because I hear more people now since the holidays who have gotten COVID than I did in the last year and a half. So they're saying that 50% of the people that got COVID got it from this last strain.
Yeah, the last strain is I guess it's more contagious.
It must be. But clearly the lock everything down for 2 weeks and we'll reopen it didn't work. I kind of feel like this is with us for some time. But anyway, hospitalization was down close to 200. It's now up to 413. That's up just one. But intensive care, now this is where it gets tricky because you don't want those numbers going up drastically. You actually want those numbers to go down. but a 32, even though it's still 32 people that are in intensive care across the state, still, you want that number down, but that's still significantly below where it was. Remember, they were at capacity in the hospitals. They were setting up. I remember they were setting up at the Wallace Civic Center.
They were.
Because they expected more bodies.
Right.
To imagine.
It was like a morgue. They were
yeah,
setting up
I'm
a
like,
morgue.
this is. Hopefully, this can never happen again in society. And then intubated. Only, it's up 1. Oh, it's actually down 1 to 10. So that's where it gets a little scary. So hopefully those numbers will come down. We'll jump to another slide now. Watch me. In other news, City submitted its Green Communities grant for heating, cooling improvements to the Northwest School Library. Safe routes to school, that's doing over Viscaloid Ave, is going out to bid at the end of June, and that's going to depend on how many we have to get easements on all of those property that you see on Viscaloid Ave, every single one of those houses. And then the other thing that we're doing is finalizing the hazards mitigation plan. Sometimes people look at this stuff and say, it doesn't sound very interesting, but there's a public hearing on May 11th at 6:30 to 8 o'clock. What's the matter, Kyle? You don't think it's working? You want to make sure? And design is underway for sewer water projects for Elm Street, West Street, and Lindell Ave. And we also purchased, this is what's exciting, we purchased a new van for the library. They're going to have this bookmobile sort of thing. Not something you walk in, but the ability for the library to go out and visit different neighborhoods in the city. And so what may happen is you'll see a little sign out in your neighborhood. It'll say, the Leominster Public Library will be in your neighborhood tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday, whatever it might be. And then you show up, we can sign you up for a book. Maybe might be able to give some books away because we've got a number of groups in town that raise money to give books away. And an exchange of books because lots of people bring books by City Hall and the library. So just bringing the library to you. Today, just in case you were wondering, it's Workers' Memorial Day. Thank you to all those who are working because everyone plays an integral and important part of, of whatever job it is that you do, right? It's a team effort. It's take our kids to work today, and it's take your daughters and sons to work today. I think they started off with, I think this originally started with take your daughter to work day for some reason. And then I think somebody complained and they said, let's just take anybody you want. Take your dog, take your whoever. Take them. Stop Food Waste Day, National Kids and Pets Day, and National Superhero Day. Who's your superhero? 978-534-1626. Or if you'd like, you can comment on our Facebook page. If you'd like. National Bravehearts Day, and it's also a very important day. Don't leave anything. Do not waste a single blueberry because it's National Blueberry Pie Day. But I would have thought that they would have waited for blueberries to be in season. But maybe blueberries are in season somewhere. Maybe in California or Florida there's blueberries. So very important day. It's National Blueberry Pie Day. And if you want to look at the vaccination rate, Leominster, there it is, 88%. Those numbers from 5 to 11 are climbing. Today, I guess it's being said that the FDA is close to approving a vaccine for those under 6 years old or 5 years old. That ought to be interesting. But you can see there, the highest percentage is really at the 16 to 19, 30 to 50, 50 to 64, and all the way up. So just a couple of voids, but 88%. But see, 48 and the 86 dragged us down. Let's get those numbers up, I guess. Well, we're doing the second half of the paving list from last year. Where are we now paving, if you want to know? We're on Ever and Anthony. They've done I was there today. They've done just a fabulous job there at Ever and Anthony and Rose. And they were also working on, Manchester Street today, and Grinding, and also Sylvan Ave and Union Street. So they are, they're at different stages of paving, but, regrinding. And are we ready?
Yeah.
Really? How cool. All right. Through our efforts and through the advancement of technology, we're going to switch over and see if we can reach out to Bennie DiNardo. Benny, are you out there?
I'm here.
Wow,
There was no
Benny.
technical issues on this end.
It's as if you're sitting here. I'm
I can't
serious.
see you though.
You can't?
No.
Unfortunately,
the
Benny
same?
can only see what we show on the air.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's almost as if you're here. Seriously.
Well, I'm not there. I'm in the middle of the swamps of South Carolina.
Is that where you are in South Carolina? What?
Yeah, right outside of Charleston.
What town?
Just outside of Charleston. I think it's inside the Charleston city limits, but we're at a county park near a swamp. So I'm expecting mosquitoes tonight.
So you started in Key West, which is a beautiful place.
Yes. This is day 19, and we have gone just about 1,000 miles all the way up the east coast of Florida. We were supposed to see a rocket launch in Cape Canaveral, but then they delayed it a couple of days. It just went off yesterday, I think. But it was supposed to first go off the day we were there, which would have been very cool. But then Georgia only took 2 days to get through. Florida took forever, and now we're up to South Carolina.
And Savannah.
1/3 of the way there.
Savannah's beautiful. Did you like Savannah?
Savannah was very nice. I wish I had spent more time there, but we had a terrific meal there, and the architecture. Savannah felt like real people lived there. St. Augustine, which was also beautiful, just felt like it was one big
Tourism.
tourist area.
Yeah.
Have you been there? This is my first visit to either one of those places.
Did you stop at did you actually stop or just go through St. Augustine?
Every week or so we had a day off. So our first day off was in St. Augustine, and this is our second day off here in Charleston.
That shopping area that they have at St. Augustine is just people everywhere. It's just a tourist area.
I know. No, yeah, there was not one interesting shop there. It was all like Faneuil Hall Marketplace
Right.
Just T-shirts, and it was a little disappointing. But the city itself is beautiful.
Yeah. So how does this work now? So I assume that this is professionally, the route is professionally laid out?
Yeah, Adventure Cycling Association is the name of the organization. It's a nonprofit based in Montana, and I'm technically working for them. So they have done this route many times. They used to do it in the fall, going north to south instead of in the spring, south to north.
Right.
And I guess 1 year, about 15 years ago, they just ran into hurricane after hurricane on the route. So they decided to move it to the springtime and when there's no hurricanes. But Adventure Cycling has mapped out routes all around America, more in the West Coast than the East. I'm trying to convince them to do more on the Eastern side. So there's 2 leaders, myself and a fellow named Joe Garcia from San Diego, and 13 riders. Joe and I trade off driving the van with pulling a trailer every day. So today was a driving day for me. The riders rode 80 miles into Charleston, and they're just starting to arrive now. You're supposed to shoot for arriving at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so you can typically set up tents and then be ready for dinner at 6. We happen to be staying in these nice little cottages at a campground outside of Charleston, so no tents are needed tonight.
So how do you feel?
It doesn't feel difficult to me because every other day I'm driving.
Right.
The riders seem to be getting into a swing of things. You know, they understand their own rhythms now, and they know, like today was an 80-mile day, so they know I got to get going on the road at this point to be able to get there by 4 o'clock. They're learning themselves and their capacities and getting a little stronger. You know, when we get to Virginia, they'll start being hills. So by then, people will be in shape. But you know, they're supposed to arrive for the ride in shape, but not everybody does. But I don't feel particularly taxed because I get a day off every day and can sit in the van for a few hours and go to a local barbecue joint or do whatever I do until they all show up at 4 o'clock.
What's the average age of the riders?
These rides typically attract older folks because they're the ones with the money and have 2 months off to be able to do this. We do have one young woman in her 30s who is a police officer in New Zealand. She and her father came over from New Zealand to do this. So if you want to do me a favor, if you mail me one stop along the way a Leominster police badge, a little patch, I'll trade it with her and I'll get a New Zealand patch for you.
We actually have the autism patch this month.
Oh, they put on different patches
Yeah,
depending
well, this
on...
one's a Leominster autism patch. Yes.
No, she wants the official police
Okay, I'll get you.
department patch.
I'll get you
Okay.
one. I'll get you an official. So where do
You know people? Do you know people at the police department?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, but the question is, what about where do I send it? Like, you're going to get it on the road somewhere?
Yeah, I'll send you
Okay.
a campground that's about 2 weeks out, so
Okay.
it'll give you time to stick it in the mail.
So this is
But
really
the New Zealand patch is pretty cool.
Is it?
I don't know what you know. I didn't know this. So in former British colonies, in the Commonwealth countries, the police report separately to the Queen. They don't. There's not local police forces. There's one police force in New Zealand, and they answer to the Governor General, who answers to the Queen. So the politicians don't have any say over the police force. And I gather that's the way it is with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, since they're royal. But that's kind of interesting that the municipalities don't have their own police forces.
Yeah, this is car 7. I'd like to call in to the Queen. I have a quick question to ask.
Right.
Yeah, this guy's got open bottle. He's drinking Heinekens on the corner. Would you like me to pick him up? Wait a minute, I think it's your kid, right?
Yeah, her own family has their share of
Yeah, everybody
problems,
does.
don't they?
If your family's big enough, of course you do. Anyway, we're talking to Bennie DiNardo, and he's leading a group from Key West all the way to the I guess
Canadian border,
Maine East. Where are you ending up?
The town of Calais, which I'm told is
Calais,
pronounced
yeah.
Calais, even
Yes.
though it looks like Calais.
No, it's Calais.
In Maine,
Yeah.
right at the Canadian border. My son told me just keep going north until the signs are in French, and then stop. So that's good advice.
That's that far. Wow, Benny.
Yeah,
And this is a big commitment.
The next to last day is at Acadia. Then we have one long 70-mile day to the hotel at the border. And I think it's just so we can say we went to the border, because the next day we drive back to Portland and everybody gets on planes and disperses.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, I know you've been riding a long time, and you love to do it, but what an interesting. I mean, this is one to check off the box of experiences. Now,
it would be nice to have trained on the Twin Cities Rail Trail, but maybe in June.
Well, I'll just
riding that.
I'll just tell you that we've secured a date for the combination of the celebration of the Twin City Trails, and that's
what's that?
August 27th. And,
perfect, I'm available.
And your cousin will be playing Narada Gumbo, and we'll have fireworks following. So we teamed up with Starburst, so we're going to have 2 celebrations that night. So that's exciting. Yeah,
Jay is even threatening to let me play a song.
Really?
You want to get up on stage with me?
No.
You can't sing? Of course you can sing.
I can do. What's that?
You can sing, can't you?
Oh, you got some photos. Yeah, can we see some of the photos? Oh, wow.
So where's that? Hollywood. I think that's in Hollywood, Florida. That's the group leaving at sunrise or 8 o'clock in the morning. I think that's also Hollywood. I hope he doesn't show them all. I don't think there's any embarrassing ones. Oh, that's me drinking from the fountain of youth. Yes. Do I look younger already?
Yeah, you do. You look like you graduated in 2002. Wow.
Where was this? Somewhere in.
These are really coming in very clear, like you were at the studio. It's amazing.
Oh, this a fellow tour leader who has an office in Jacksonville invited us to have lunch at his office this day. So it's a nice community of cyclists that there are around the country. They're very inviting people. I think that's at Cape Canaveral. Oh, that's the ferry.
Bob Listella, remember
ferry
Bob Listella?
Yes. Oh, I remember him very well.
Yeah, he was working at Cape Canaveral. I think he's retired and working part-time, but
the Space Force? They have changed all the signs to Space Force instead of Air Force.
That's the big thing, yeah.
I just wish we had seen a rocket launch. That would have been something.
Well, everything has to be perfect for them to leave, right?
I know. It was a windy time. And I think it was Elon Musk. The people that just went up to the
Yes, I believe it was.
space station. Yeah.
Well, you're seeing I mean, what you're seeing and what you're about to see is pretty exciting anyway. I mean, you're seeing things that nobody's ever seen. I mean, that's quite a tour.
Well, it's nice. It's a nice pace to travel at. It's fast enough that you get somewhere, but slow enough that you can take it all in.
And you're riding the coast.
60, 70 miles a day.
And you're riding the coast.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Until we get to Virginia. Then we turn inland into Richmond and
Yep.
Up to Washington and then Philadelphia. So we get stops and days off in Washington, Philadelphia. And closest we get to Leominster is we camp in Littleton for 2 nights.
Well, let me know when you're out there because I want to hold my sign. You know, I want to get out
All
there
right.
and hold my sign.
With the sign that says what? Get out of Massachusetts? Or?
We love Leominster, Massachusetts. I don't
Right.
know. Welcome.
We do have one other Massachusetts person on this ride. She's from Cape Cod, and she went to UMass with some Leominster people.
Wow.
So she has fond memories of. And one of the guys who had to leave, unfortunately, for a medical issue, he worked in Leominster for a while. And I forget why. I don't know. It wasn't Foster Grant, but he had a job in Leominster. So
Wow.
as you have told me time and again, there's Leominster connections everywhere.
I'll bet you if we would have known we'd been able to publish it, I'll bet you, and in fact, I know, as you're saying, here's the route. Hollywood,
Yeah.
I know people from Leominster that live there, St. Augustine, Jacksonville, Savannah, all the way down.
Anybody on the Outer Banks?
Outer Banks? I don't know who's down there, but yes, there are a couple of people down
Okay.
there. I think
Text me if you remember. And I'll
Mike
look 'em
Clemente, I
up.
think, is down there. Yep. There's
Okay.
Colleen Como moved down in that area. There's a bunch of people. Ricky Como, you know.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, I
a bunch
remember
of
him, yeah.
people down there, you know.
Tomorrow, I'm seeing my old friend Steve Bailey, who was the business columnist for the Globe.
Right.
He's now down in Charleston. He grew up around here, and he's making trouble for the Charleston papers as he was for the Globe. So that'll be nice for me. I mean, also catching up with Globe people along the way, which is fun.
Pretty cool. Robin Washington, is that his name? I think Tara's watching. He was the transportation journalist for the Globe, and we met him. We met him in. He's now living in Minnesota. He's a
We're not going there
transportation
this
guy.
time.
Yeah, transportation guy.
Maybe the next.
But
trip.
you know what? Today you can work from anywhere. You could be a reporter and work anywhere in the world.
Right.
Especially
Well, look at this. I mean, like you said, it's like we're sitting next door to each other. I don't even have to go to Leominster to do
I
it.
can see everything. I mean, I can see. You should have had a pink flamingo shirt on today.
I have seen stray pink flamingos here and there.
You have. All right.
And I have been letting them know where the story of where they come from.
How cool. See that?
Yeah.
Well, it's windy and cool here today.
Not good bike riding weather?
No, only if it's in your back. But the wind chill is probably about 20 today. It's going to go down to 34 degrees tonight. But by the time you get here,
man.
but you know what, Benny? This is the remarkable thing is, by the time you get here, you'll be bringing spring with you as you travel from the south.
I'm worried about my allergies. Am I going to be the pollen going to be following me all the way up the coast? But so far, no problem.
Yeah, I do a little nasal rinse in the morning. You'll be fine. Well, thanks, Ben.
right.
This is remarkable. And we'll see if we can link in again during the week next week and see where
I'm
you are.
happy to call in anytime.
Yeah. Well, good. Thank you. Thank you, Carl, for putting this
All right.
together, and Keith. And so be safe
Yes,
out there.
thank you, Carl.
And
You guys made this very simple, so anytime you want to do this, it'll work well.
And as they say on the Mass Turnpike, use your blinker. Okay? That's all I can tell
We
you.
try to do all the hand signals to make sure that people see us.
Use your blinker. Bennie
right.
DiNardo, we'll check in with him soon and find out where he is. But right now, he's I don't know. He's
I
not
will
halfway
text you an address that you can send me a Leominster police
Yes.
patch.
All right. Go ahead and send that off to me. All right. Thanks, Benny.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
There you go.
Talk
That
to you
was
soon.
interesting. Thank you guys for putting that
Yep.
together. That was. You mean we could do this from anywhere? This is remarkable. I know we did it in the past, but the quality wasn't as good in the past as it is. All right. that was interesting. So now we know we can talk to anybody from anywhere. There you go. And the quality is so much better. 978-534-1626. Classmate, Bennie DiNardo, Tisdale Street kid. And yeah, it's quite amazing. All right, let's see. Let's do some more slides. I'm not even going to take a break. I'm on a roll here. Follow the police station if you're using a computer, or I don't know if you should be celebrating the fact that you have a computer, or maybe wishing that maybe you didn't get on the highway, the information highway. But anyway, if you are and you want to check, it's Leominster Police Station Project.com, and the website for the rail trail that Bennie DiNardo's he's been our guest a couple of times, and he's on the committee and has made a donation in his uncle's name. He was here not too long ago talking about that. It's TwinCitiesRail.com. Leaf and yard waste. Today was not a good day to chase leaves around your yard, but when the weather gets better, take advantage of it, because you can't control the weather. You don't know if it's going to rain. If you get a nice day, get out there and get some help. Get those things picked up. May 27th is our last week. And make sure you put them in open barrels. That's fine. Do not put them in anything plastic, like plastic bags, because we don't know if those bags are biodegradable or not. So any questions, call our friends down at the health department. And you tell them about your healthy leaves. And tell them it's 978-962-3558. That's the phone number down at the health department. Now, see that rake? Let's rake up them leaves. Or you got a blower or one of those big vacuum cleaners. Raking leaves is therapeutic. All right, upcoming events. I feel like I'm reading the eye chart at Dr. Marabello's office. I can't really see it, but there it is. May 12th, Light the Town Purple. Are we going to be out there, Carl? We're going to be able to accommodate the 4 to 5 o'clock schedule? Good. Come on down. So it's really one of the events that kicks.
On being there.
All right. We're really kicking. It's always hot that day. Every time we've ever done this, it's been hot, Carl. So we'll be prepared this year, because we're on the front stairs and the sun is just like baking in on us. But we will be there for Light the Town Purple. And a special year this year. This is the kickoff for the Relay for Life up in Gardner. And maybe you are fighting cancer, or you're in remission, or you're a parent or relative, or you lost somebody. Come and support the effort. It's Light the Town Purple. And we had a lot of fun. And we have this bell at the top of City Hall. You might have wondered what that was. It's not the lunch bell. It is the bell when you, well, I think we specifically put it up for those that are, I kind of leave it open-ended, right? People that are fighting it, or in remission, or have been cured of it, you know. And anyway, you could come up and ring the bell. Citywide yard sale, get your pile together. Get a little pile somewhere in the house and start. You'd be surprised as you walk by things and think to yourself, I haven't looked at that. I don't even know what it is. I didn't even know it was there. And I'm going to make a little pile, and we're going to put everything out for the citywide yard sale. So that's 8 to 3 o'clock. And then we have an indoor farmers market, another one coming up. This one will be outdoors on June 4th. And then June 11th is the summer stroll. And June 23rd is the Pink Flamingo Day. That's 5 to 7. We have a lot of fun. So, Carl, you know how last week I was engaging with you about come on out here. I like having Carl here. It's like, I feel like this is like Johnny Carson or something. And,
Yeah, I feel like.
And he's got
a guest.
a guest.
We need an Egg McMahon over here to laugh at everything we say.
Oh, you don't have to laugh. But remember last week we were reminiscent of our Italian culture.
Right.
And we were speaking about, this is after the show, right? Wasn't it? So
Right.
Carl and I were chatting. And Carl and I we were brought up with the Feast of St. Rocco. And then the barbecues at St. Anna's. They used to do over 2,000 chickens. Did you know that? 2,000. They have a a chicken barbecue that Manny Longo today said was like 2,000 of them they used to do. And then there was always the clubs like the Santa Maria and the Colombo Hall and the Saladini. And I'm not going to name them all. Foggia, and it just went on and on. And there were always those, and then there were the Sons of Italy and the Italian Cultural Center. And there was always some sort of a activity centered around our Italian culture. Much like we did the Haitian Fest, or they do the Greek Fest in Fitchburg and Worcester. Yep. And the St. Cecilia's and the French Acadians do events. But we don't have anything like that anymore. So I
need something.
Yeah. So I said to Carl, I says, I think I'm just going to have a party.
Yeah.
So all week since I saw you, I've been connecting and thinking, and I said, and everybody around across, I'm like, what do you think? And everybody's like, yeah, let's do something. Let's do something. So, but here's the problem. It starts off with just have a gathering. We'll have a gathering. And this is how the cannoli thing started off. It started off with like 7 to 10 people.
Right.
And the next thing you know, it's like 7 to 10,000. No, like thousands of people. So I said, well, it's not possible to put an event together like this in like everybody said, well, let's do this, let's do that. Right. Well, unless we have other people to help us, let's do this, let's do that. It's going to be kind of hard. So the first thing I'm going to do is to pick a date.
Right.
Now, it doesn't have to be in a weekend. It could be like Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Just a Wednesday night. So I haven't thought about where to go. Maybe rent a common for the night. And it's got power and all that. It's easy, plenty of parking. And then if it spills over and it becomes too big of an event, you can always like slide into the street on West Street. And then it just becomes as big as you can handle it, I guess.
Right.
So anyway, it's coming along.
Needs some more thought, we got.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Professor Marvel says.
Right.
Where I come from, there are people that do nothing but think all day.
That's correct.
And the only thing that is different between you and them is they have a degree in thinkology.
Ah.
You see, they're
thinkers.
That's what, great thinkers.
Right.
And they do nothing but think great things all day.
Right.
And they have a diploma. And what you don't have that they have is a degree in thinkology.
Thinkology. Yeah.
And what was the other one? Good deed doers.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
You need a degree. And so anyway, that's how it's
formulating.
Yeah. Now, could be 10 people that show up.
That could be.
And it could be 10,000 people that show up. It's just a matter of bringing the Italian culture and community back together. Because now, with COVID and everything, occasionally you'd see people at a wedding, or there'd be an event that you'd see people at. And there is an event at Fitchburg State University that I'll show you in a minute. Hank Lascotti and many others are putting together, and that's kind of a fellowship and a gathering point. So I'm going to pick a date. So hopefully by next Thursday I will have picked a date.
Okay.
And a rain date. But the thing is, if it's going to involve food and vendors and all
that's
that,
a big,
it's
a big deal.
It's a little scary then.
But it can be done. I mean, there's a lot of food trucks out there. And
that's what I'm thinking is food trucks.
Italian fare on their menus.
Yes.
So,
yes. So you don't want me out there cooking. But I would like to find somebody to do cohogs because that's like important.
Yeah.
Cheese,
Yeah.
And if the restaurants want to participate and come and do pasta or whatever they want to do, I can't do it all.
Right.
So if people step up to help and help organize, then it could be a fun night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, we could get the Colonial Band.
Yeah, that would be cool.
They have a menu. Your brother must have a menu of music that your father played and you played.
It's called the Old Book.
The Old Book?
The Old Book has all the old
like
Italian
the Testament,
tunes.
the Old Testament,
That's
the
right.
New Testament?
It's the Old Book.
You really, and you got all the old songs.
Yeah,
the
they're all there.
music, Wow.
And I don't think they need the full contingent
No.
band.
That's more of an orchestra.
They could do a smaller contingent, that's possible.
And maybe we bring out some of the old timers.
Yeah.
Maybe you play.
I could. If John DeChico still has my tuba, I could do it.
What do you mean? You don't own your own tuba?
No, it belonged to the band. I
Really?
only used it for 30, 40 years.
We're coming to repossess. Knock.
Actually, it was taking up so much room in my basement. You know.
Yeah, it's us
I
at
said,
Metro
"Hey,
Music.
John,
Yeah, what do you
take
want?
the tuba back?
We're coming to repossess your tuba. Who owned Metro Music? Did Mr. Kanaki work there or something?
I don't know if he actually owned it. Or
He worked there or
might have.
something,
He
right?
might have owned part owner. Looks
Anyway,
like you got a
that's-
call on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's you're trying to avoid the conversation here about playing music. No, so we got to get some of the old time. You said there were a couple people, Joe Fraticelli or something, that's still out there.
There's some people out there. You know, I don't know. You know, this
never
thing with
know.
COVID has everyone scared to come out still.
Well,
you know, no one is coming out. But
We'll do like Benny. We'll put a camera on him
Right,
at the
right.
summer house
Yeah,
or down
yeah.
somewhere else. Caller, welcome to the show. Say hello to Carl. Hey, say hello to Carl.
is this Crystal?
Hello.
It's
Hi.
Crystal.
How are you?
How are you? Good.
Good.
Hey, what's on sale
We
at
got-
What's on sale at Hannaford, by the way?
Nothing good.
Nothing
Nothing
good.
good.
Everything's expensive. I can only afford to eat oodles of noodles now. That's it.
Yeah.
That's on the menu, and 4 for $4 down at Wendy's. That's it.
Yes. Oh yeah, Andrew made the Star Award at Hannaford.
Yeah.
When you go back when you go down there, congratulate him.
Oh, cool. I think I'm going to go shopping. Tell Mark, the manager, that when people come in late at like 10 of 10, it's me. I can't help it.
Sunflowers are $1 too.
It's like a secret. It's the only place open, the only supermarket open around at 10 of 10 at night. And you go in there, it's always the same people. We're like
Late shoppers.
Late shoppers.
Right.
If they closed at 9, we'd be in there at
The
10
only
to
problem
9.
is you can't get the warm bread at that point.
Well,
you know.
no, but you can.
I like it when the
You
bread's
have,
warm.
you have to come there early. That's when we make the cookies and all that stuff.
In the old days when I worked there at Victory as a kid, in the produce, I used to save the tomato boxes.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'll talk to you later.
all right, Crystal.
Bye.
And I'd save the tomato
Bye, bye.
boxes. And over at Roma Bakery, Mr. Kazaka
Yeah. Yep.
would treat us on Thursdays, and he would bring that big, thick crust pizza over.
Right.
And
Good stuff.
it'd be like hot. And then he'd oftentimes bring over fresh bread, just like right out of the oven. Before they came up with those ovens, those little ovens now that kind of
Right.
makes anything.
Right.
But there's a different taste to it. The crust
yeah.
isn't as thick. So he'd bring over his bread, and we'd go into the damage section of the dairy department, right? And we'd take a fresh, sharp knife and just slice it down the middle, and just take oodles of butter. Just
Salami.
Yeah, just fill the thing up. We get
Yeah.
the ends of the salami,
Yeah.
and we make. And it would be as if we went to the Capitol Grill and we were eating like 100-year-old aged steaks.
Maybe that's what we should do for the festival. Have the world's longest.
Prosciutto sandwich.
It could be
And it's
done.
not just for Italians. Anybody that
That's right.
appreciates the culture, the
That's
food,
right.
whatever. See, I like that.
Yeah.
We had 2 years ago before COVID, we had a Haitian festival downtown.
Yeah.
Oh my word!
Good
the
stuff.
food,
Yeah.
the dancing, the music. I love that. And maybe we get to the point where we can celebrate. And this is a test. This is a test. And if this goes off okay, then maybe we can do the Greek festival.
Right, exactly.
Ghana festival,
Yeah.
Haitian festival,
Right.
French-Canadian festival, right?
But now there's so many countries
Yes,
represented
all
in
weekend,
Leominster.
every Wednesday night,
Right.
there'd be a different festival,
Yeah.
celebrating somebody's
That'd be
heritage.
cool.
And
That'd
their,
be really cool.
Right?
Yeah.
How fun
Yeah.
would that be? We'd all be like walking around
Oh,
like this,
yeah.
though, because
Oh, yeah.
Carl and I are
Yeah.
like popular consumers of good food, right? 978-534-1626. And let's go back to some slides here. And I don't mean the electric slide. Carl knows how to do that.
Yes.
The electric slide. Maybe we can get Tina to cook something for, ceremonial.
It's possible.
Get her a big barrel like that, and she can just throw everything. Yeah. Throw anything in there.
Yeah.
All right, Citywide Cleanup. We did it different for the last couple of years. If you'd like to participate, you don't have to do it. We don't do it just one day. It's open till the 22nd. Come down. We'll give you bags and gloves and everything you need, and we'll even pick the trash up for you, the bags up for you later. Just call us at 978-534-7500, extension 0. Apple Blossom Festival. I was up at the Apple Barn last night. Guess what? The blossoms
Yeah,
They've popped.
already? Wow.
Yeah, I don't know about Shoalin Farms, but 21st annual Shoalin Farms Apple Blossom Festival. Don't miss it. Put it on your calendar. Write it on your hand. Scribble it on your forehead. Write it in the mirror. May 14th. Okay, put the date there. I'll remind you as we get going. And boy, Sonny's put together the biggest array of the biggest venue of summer concert series in the entire area. Okay. It starts off with Neon Alley, June 2nd. So he's not wasting any time. We're a month away. These are all absolutely free. And come on out. Bring your own chair, your own swing, whatever it is that you do, your blanket, whatever. And he's got this thing scheduled right into late August, and then some rain dates just in case it rains. And also the Colonial Band will be out there too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're always out there. And save the date for the Boys and Girls Club, also on June 11th. Of Science Festival. We'll talk more about that at the Boys and Girls Club. Save the date. It's free. And we had Mrs. Tossi in here last week.
Yep.
Cousin of Carl Piermarini. We're all related somehow, some way.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
I guess if you came from the same region of Italy, or the same town,
Yeah.
the chances are pretty good that somehow or another you were either related here or there. Anyway, runforvanessa.org gives you all the information, not only about this June 18th event, but it gives you all the information you need to know about what the organization is all about. And they've raised, she said, Carl, close to $1 million. Unthinkable. That's wonderful. And they're putting it to good use. So they have this 6th annual run walk. My days of running are over, Carl. The knees are gone, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
June 18th, 9:30 a.m. And we're going to fill the place up. July 24th. And we're going to fill the place up on July 24th. WooSox.com. Get your tickets. And we're taking over. Okay? We are taking over. Pictures of the weeks. Oh, we only got a couple minutes left. Pictures of the weeks. Here we go. Secretary Tesler at the mayor's meeting. We hosted the mayors from across the state. And Secretary Tesler, Secretary of Transportation in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, was there, did a great job, updated us all. AIS was our sponsor. They did a great job. We talked about downtowns, Carl, and how they're coming back and how we grew up in the downtown.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We grew up in the downtown. So we did a little slideshow and showed some of the projects that we worked on. And that's just to facilitate conversation and trade ideas about what they've been doing in their communities. Lots of things made in Leominster, and boy, it was funny watching everybody leave. We gave them barrel and a big container filled with things that are made here in Leominster. In fact, you see the Try Some Potato Chips and those 5-gallon Home Depot buckets made by Leak Type.
Right.
And flamingos and on, representing our community. There were other things that were inside there, but anyway, that was pretty impressive. And
how many mayors were there?
I don't know. I didn't do a final count, but quite a few. Come from different parts of the state. It was good. And anyway, made in Leominster, or and it was funny watching them trying to fit this all in their cars when they left. But we are noted for that. Workforce meeting with Senator Cronin and Senate President Spilka. And that we talked about, workforce and some other issues. It was pretty good. It's sponsored by Senator Cronin. Did a good job. Happy 104th birthday to Bernard Dinatelli. And he used to run Webnick Motors.
Yeah.
And he's sharp.
Yeah.
Sharp.
Still sharp?
Yes, very sharp.
Good for him.
Served in the military, 104. Many of us make it, Carl.
104, I'll never see that.
Exactly,
Never.
because guys don't make it that long.
No.
Work continues at Washington Square. So you might think, what are they doing at Washington Square? If you're coming from, say, Fitchburg and heading down, that right that just kind of everybody takes going about 80,
right.
And it goes in front of the hospital and then heads up to Washington Street. They're taking that out. That's coming out. There's going to be a full intersection now.
Okay.
So now you will stop or go. You'll take a right or you'll go straight.
Wow.
If you're coming from Fitchburg.
Yeah.
No more, I have a quick right here, and people are doing 90 going through there, and then somebody comes out, nobody knows who's got the right of way, you can't see, the tree's blocking your vision, and they're going to do over all of the intersections all the way in front of the hospital and down in front of Watertower Plaza. School budget passed last night, first and the earliest ever we've done. That's the fiscal year 2023. We'll talk more about the budget stuff later on, but it passed last night, one more vote. Earthfest, a big success. We had a really good time. Yes, a good time. And Earthfest, a big success at City Hall. Thank you all those that come. And the beam signing and topping off for the police station. thank you to all who helped us out. And let's see, paving program continues on Anthony Road, Teresa Ave. These guys are flying, Carl. They are amazing. You go by the street, there's old blacktop. You come by 2 days later, it's all together brand new. And there we are at Baldarelli Ribbon Cutting. There are appraisers and real estate agents. They opened the new office up at Twin City Plaza. I don't think we're going to have time for this here. No? Okay, we won't do it. We'll do it next week. I didn't realize. We didn't even take a break, Carl.
I know.
What do you think of that?
That's quick. Yeah. Yeah.
Everything going good here at the studio?
Everything's good. Yeah, everything's doing
Anything new we should know about? Lots of sports?
Sports is kind of weird because he'll be scheduled. He was supposed to be at a game like right now.
And what happened?
And they moved it to...
Last minute reschedule.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like tonight. So, you know, he's trying to plan his home schedule and, you know,
they changed it.
We've got things coming down the pipe.
Good. It's nice. You know, there are a lot of people who always follow Leominster sports.
Yeah.
And maybe they've gotten older and they have physical limitations and they can't get out there to support it. This is a very good way
Yeah.
to
Bradley
support
tries to get
local
you know,
sports.
as much as he possibly can. He hits
Yeah.
different sports.
2 minutes left here, Carl, and everybody here at LTV, Alan Redstone, Jack Selly, the whole crew here. You've got quite a crew here. And everybody's got kind of their specialty.
They do, yeah, they do. And we try to, you know, we all take like different schedules depending on what's going on, you know, so it's a little tough.
I'd like to get Mr. Proetti and members of the Historic Commission in.
That'd be cool.
Chet Carter is no longer going to be part of that. He said, I've done my part. He's done a wonderful job.
Good for him.
And you know, he's getting up there. He said.
Yeah.
Although when you see him, he just looks the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't look a day older than what he was.
There's some new faces up there, so that'll be good to get some in.
That's what's happening. So we have tons of projects going on, and we'll update everybody next week as to what those projects are. And other than that, we want everybody to have a good week. Thanks for watching. You've been watching Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the city. Carl Piermarini is the executive director here at Leominster TV. Leominster TV started out on...
late 1999, and it was on Mount Pleasant Street.
Yeah, on Manning Ave.
Yeah.
And then we went to 435,
right.
And then we're here. All right, everybody, good night. Thank you, God bless you, and remember the world is run by those who show up. You need to show up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated, and by Landmark Self-Storage in Leominster, landmarkselfstorage.com, and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank, create success, enterprisebanking.com.
This is LTV.